Good morning and welcome back to White Mtns Today here on White Mtn TV 16. And joining us right here in the studio is Ellen Chandler from Jackson Ski Touring. Ellen, how are you? Great to see you.
Nice to see you, Rob. Nice to be here.
I know. Nice to be back in the studio and chatting about skiing and all the things going on at Jackson Ski Touring. And I bet you guys are just, you've been going.
We have been going. And, you know, it's at the end of the last season, you sort of think like, what could we have done? What could we have done better? Well, what if we'd done X? Would Y have gone easier?
Right.
And so that sort of frames a lot of the summertime activity. And some of the summertime things are pretty predictable. Working on the subsurface, almost like the subfloor of your house. It's the summertime surface of the trails plays a big role in how the skiing plays out the next winter.
Absolutely. Well, we were mentioning that earlier about getting the trails ready so that you don't need 6 feet of snow to ski on. You can ski on much less, which is great. So it means that people can get out. Plus, also it lasts better. It doesn't drain away.
Oh, sure. Grass is sort of the goal because grass, 2 or 3 inches of grass will hold a little bit of snow and just makes it nice and soft, but it gives a nice uniform surface. It evens out surfaces.
Yeah.
And then, if you have grass, you don't have mud because mud is one of the enemies.
Right.
and little rocks are an enemy, and grass kind of covers the little rocks. And last year was a really good example. We hosted the NCAA sort of not under cover of darkness, but we had to host them in a way that wasn't very public because they didn't want spectators. But we did end up hosting them during a year when we had very little snow. But the wave trails held up beautifully, and in places where we had to shovel, it still worked. So it was good that way. But it did. About a week before the NCAAs, this framed some of the summer work. We had a windstorm, and stuff fell out of the trees that you would not expect. And we had a team of 3 people they ran 2 leaf blowers for 3 days to clean a relatively small ski trail.
Yeah.
So this year we went and we moved the canopy back a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those pine cones that, and pine cones in cross-country skiing don't always work.
They do not. They're like putting the brakes on.
Yeah.
And it was parts of it. It looked like a little green carpet until we got the leaf blowers out.
That's funny.
It was. So, so it's kind of like, we'll add that to the mix this year. But really, we've been, we kind of obsess about the wave trail just because we own that land and we can really manicure it. But we've also been working a lot on the Ellis River Trail. And
getting in, because that's probably the most popular trail.
People come from literally around the country to ski the Ellis River Trail. So, we do want to keep that in beautiful shape. And we've done things this year, putting more grass seed out there, and also just removing tree roots. Sometimes the roots they rise up. I don't know how they do that, and then all of a sudden, if they rise, then there's a little dip. And so we've removed some of those and pushed back where we can and just smoothed it out. And another goal we had was to make a 10-kilometer loop. That's sort of a distance a lot of people have in their head that they'd like to ski.
Yeah.
So we've added a cut-through trail from the Keeney Trail to Tom's Reach, Tom's Reach is parallel to part of the Ellis. So now we have a really nice 10K loop.
Nice.
It's very exciting.
Now, and the nice thing about Jackson Cross Country too is you've got the variety. You've got the I won't say completely flat, but relatively flat for people like me who don't want to go up on hills. But you've also got a lot of hills. You've got the variation.
Oh, sure.
There's something for everyone.
We really do have something for everyone, and we put a big focus on grooming our long distance routes last year. Like there's the Hall Trail, which is just it just veers right off the Ellis River Trail. So you can start out skiing with like a large group and then diverge according to your interests. It's really nice that way.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Now, I'd be remiss not to talk about the farm.
Prospect Farm.
Prospect Farm.
Where that's probably where our first skiing will take place.
Right.
Yeah, that's a combination of land. There's some private land. There's a lot of land up there is owned by the town of Jackson. And then there's the U.S. Forest Service land. And so it's, those combination of land ownership has let us have a beautiful place to ski in the early season and the late season.
And you have parking up there.
There's a lovely parking lot, holds about 27 cars, if we all park.
If we all park properly.
Don't bring your Maserati.
Yeah.
And that really does hold a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then can ski up, whether you ski up Marsh Brook, which is more like a hiking trail, or the Wildcat Valley Trail, which is essentially a Class 6 road. And then all these beautiful trails verge off of that. So you can ski. And it's nice, you can ski with your dog up there too. People like to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bring the puppies
Yeah.
and have them romp through the
Let
snow.
them run.
So that's right. Get them tired out.
Yeah.
So. Well, that's awesome. So we're just kind of waiting for snow. Mm-hmm. Every day you go outside,
Yep.
wondering if there's snow out there.
Yes.
And so what are some of the things you've got? I mean, well, one of the things too is seasons passes. As we look up and think of snow.
That's something you can do right now.
Right.
Is get your season pass, because that will let you ski. It lets you ski any day. And I think I've said this before, but if you have a season pass, you'll ski more, because you can just keep your skis in the car, and then the Spirit moves you, and you have an extra 30 minutes. Just pull into a trailhead and go skiing.
Right.
And we keep them there at a lower rate, until November 30th. So that's the adults and the seniors. And then children's passes, if you're for under 18, it's $45, and under 12, 10 to 12 is $25.
Wow.
Yeah. So get the kids.
Bring the kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then under 10, they're free. So we do try to make it a good family sport.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
if you load up all your snacks in their backpacks, then it's lighter for you. So,
Exactly.
That's great.
That's a terrible idea, Rob.
I would never do that. But
Bring other people's children
that's
skiing.
right. So, but November 30th.
Yeah,
so you definitely want to kind of plan on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. After that, it's not suddenly becoming 10 times more expensive, but it's nice to save a little money this time of year.
It really is. I mean, it's not like they skyrocket. I think they go up by $20, but still.
But yeah,
$20,
$20. Extra snacks to put in your kids' backpack.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's great.
Yeah.
And so you do have some events this winter.
Yes, we have some events that we try to schedule for ourselves every year. We have a race on January 2nd, which is the Sunday of the end of the vacation week,
Right.
Called the Jackson Jaunt. And that will let people ski on our 5K homologated race course. So that's kind of cool to be able to ski on the same course that the NCAAs were held
Right.
on. And then in mid-January, we have the White Mountain Classic, which is we'll make use of numerous trails, and that's longer. That's usually in the 20-kilometer range.
Yeah.
And then we have the long haul Loppet is in March, and that makes use of our haul trail. And we're working on a race that will go from Black Mountain down to Jackson Village. And it's called the Jackson Juggernaut, and that's still coming together, but that'll be a fun.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah, and that'll have a touring class. All of our races have a touring class as well, but that one particularly will have a touring class, and because we really want people to do it like as a sort of a celebration of, it's our 50th year, so it'll be a nice time to celebrate 50 years of skiing. And we're also hosting the UNH Winter Carnival, which is usually in January, but it's in late February this year.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Well, they're crossing their fingers for snow, so
Actually, late February, but they'll have sunshine,
Right.
That thing that comes out of the sky.
Which is so nice.
Yeah.
It's one of those great things. And of course, cross-country skiing, you dress properly for it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it seems like it's a cold day,
Yeah.
next thing you know, you're generating the heat and shedding some layers. And
Yeah, again, the children could carry the extra layers when.
there you go. Ellen said that one. I didn't bring up that one. But no, it is one of. But it is such a great. Just going back to that, a family activity and going out. And every kid was like, I don't want to go. As soon as they get out there.
You get out there and let them sort of set the pace.
Right.
And one thing kids will do is they love to find a hill of some sort, and then they ski up and down it. That's one of the things I think it's fun to watch kids sort of make their own ski day.
Right.
It's very self-directed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun, and so if people need information, and plus also, what trails are open and everything else, they can go to the website, which is
jacksonxc.org. So it's jacksonxc.org.
Yeah.
And pretty much everything is there. Excuse me.
So that's kind of your go-to.
Yeah.
So.
And they can always obviously call, and we're there most days until there's snow. We work kind of shorter days during the week, but starting this Friday, which will be the day after Thanksgiving, we'll be there 7 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Getting ready.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Ellen, thanks so much for coming by.
Rob, it's great to see you.
And we're going to cross our fingers for some good snow to get out there on our cross-country skis.
Good and early.
Absolutely. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
I'm back here in a minute on White Mtns Today.